Hello and welcome to another short episode of Moon Mountain Mahayana. Today I would like to mention the Sanskrit term Vyakarana, which means something along the lines of prediction or prophecy when we're dealing with the context of Mahayana Buddhism. If you're looking at the different meanings via a Google search, then you might often come across a lot of other more Hindu-oriented meanings or things that have to do with Sanskrit grammar. I'm just talking about Mahayana Buddhism and Vyakarana in that context. Now, there are quite a few Mahayana Sutras where bodhisattvas have the amazing opportunity to meet a Buddha who then, in a sense, affirms the fact that they will become Buddhas themselves. And he even gives them very specific details, which is the ultimate motivational speech, if you want to look at it that way, because through eons and billions of lifetimes, we may have to toil and struggle to awaken to Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, to ultimate awakening. And of course there are paths that offer us at least the opportunity to awaken much faster. And then once we look at the nature of time, all these notions of temporality might seem a bit strange, but let's not go too far down the rabbit hole here. Vyakarana is an absolutely wonderful thing to happen because, even the Buddhas, the historical Buddhas, disciples, or the disciples of any other Buddha, they have to struggle like we do. And to be told that you will become a Buddha with some detail is the ultimate in giving you that bit of extra power to see to it that your path comes to full fruition. Now I'm just going to use the very famous example from chapter 6 of the Lotus Sutra. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but just so you get an idea. Basically, the Buddha we meet there tells his disciples that they, in time, will all become Buddhas, and also what that's going to look like in very specific detail, in great detail. So I'm just going to read this. I'm using in this case, the Jean Reeves translation. The other German translation I have, which is from von Borsig, I think. The funny thing is, in the introduction to that, I just remembered that she thanks, at that time, Cardinal Ratzinger for supporting the translation. I guess they got a grant to translate the Lotus Sutra, which is really funny, taking into account that he later then became Pope, and that he was also, shall we say, not the most ecumenical of theologians, I guess. Here's chapter 6 anyway. Assurance of becoming a Buddha. At that time, after speaking these verses, the world-honored one addressed the whole great assembly in words like these. In a future life, this disciple of mine, Mahakashyapa, will go before 3 million billion world-honored Buddhas, making offerings to them, revering, honoring and praising them, and proclaiming the innumerable great teachings of the Buddhas everywhere. In his final incarnation, he will be able to become a Buddha whose name will be Radiance Tathagata, one worthy of offerings, truly awakened, fully clear in conduct, well gone, understanding the world, unexcelled leader, trainer of men, teacher of heavenly beings and people, Buddha, world-honored one. His land will be called Radiant Virtue, and his eon will be named Magnificently Adorned. The lifetime of this Buddha will be 12 small eons. His true Dharma will remain in the world for 20 small eons, and his merely formal Dharma will also remain for 20 small eons. His land will be magnificently adorned, free of all evil pollution, rubble, thorns or thistles, and filthy toilet waste. The land will be level and smooth, with no high or low places, hills or valleys. The ground will be lapis lazuli. Lines of jeweled trees and golden cords will mark off its roads. It will have precious flowers scattered over it, and the whole place will be pure and clean. The bodhisattvas of that land will be innumerable hundreds of billions, and there will be innumerable Shravakas. There will be no deeds of the devil there, and though the devil and the devil's people will be there, they will all defend the Buddha Dharma. Now I can already hear quite a few of you scream, "The devil, no!" I'm pretty sure that's the translation for Mara, and as much as I like Reeves' translations with regards to some other details, yeah, I definitely would not have translated it as the devil. But I guess after a while, some translators think, actually what I want to get across can't be underlined enough if I just use the word Mara or something else. At least it doesn't have that punch to people who are not already fully immersed in that tradition. So then again, devil makes sense. But please, let's say the demonological foundations of certain parts of Christianity and Mahayana Buddhism are really different, and Mara is not equivalent to the Christian devil due to a number of reasons I'm not going to go into here right now. Other than that, it should have given you an idea how a Vyakarana scene might play out. And in that chapter then the Buddha goes on to make these predictions or prophecies for some additional of his bodhisattva students, you could say. Anyway, that's Vyakarana. Something you might recognize now when you come across a situation like that in a Mahayana Sutra. Thanks for listening.